can't. Today is prompt number 20. Time to pull a prompt. So let's see what we get. Make or use hearts. That sounds fun. So let me get my stuff and I'll be right back. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I thought this would be a good opportunity to bring these back up to you guys. A long time ago during a video, I think I showed you these and said that I would be doing some in a video at some point, and I never did. But it's not because I don't want to, it's because stuff happens. But anyway, very simple, basic, easy, and I'm keeping it that way today because it is Easter and because I gotta mow the yard today. So happy Easter to me, right? So what I've got here is these are all starter tags. These are not the ones we've been working on. They're over here and we're gonna bring those in. But these are ones that I've over the months just played and wiped extra paint on and wound up with all these tags. And we're not gonna do them all today. I'm just gonna show you a little bit of, you know, what I've got going on here. And so from these, I get these. And they are all just little hearts that I cut out with an X-Acto knife. And they're really cute. So from here, I get some of these, and then we get some of these. The hearts come out of these tags, and then after the heart has been taken out of the tag, there's a hole, of course, and then I take a paper and I back the tag with a paper that is contrasting with the tag. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a couple of these tags to make some hearts. We don't need these right now. And we may use the starter tags that we have been playing with during this project. So I think we'll pull from here, a couple of from here. So we might make 2 or 3, probably 3 today. And then we're gonna incorporate these back into the tag. And I haven't gone that far with it yet, but that was my plan. You're gonna need tags or anything that you can cut a tag shape from. It could be an index card, it could be paper, anything you want. This one's sturdy enough, it could be a tag. But I'm gonna use a manila tag. So you start with a blank manila tag, and we'll do a blank one. We'll start from fresh, and we'll also do a couple of these that are already done. And then you're gonna need some backing papers, which could be your drop paper or deli papers, whatever you jelly print on, anything like that. And I just pulled these out just because they were on top. They could also be the index cards we've been working on. And then you're gonna need an X-Acto knife and probably a hole punch to repunch your hole, and a self-healing mat, because I'm going to use this to do my cutting. And if you have a punch that you want to use your punch if it'll fit through there and do it, you know, through all the layers. I just was doing it by hand because I didn't want it to look punched. Okay, so first let's start with a blank tag, and then we'll get back to these supplies. You don't need these right now. Okay, you've been with me long enough, if you've watched any video besides this one in this project, to know that a starter tag just comes from using up extra paint on your mat or wiping it off of your brush. And because we don't have any project going on where there's paint, all I'm going to do is just take some colors, and I've got Ceramcoat Bubblegum, and this is Vivid Violet by Americana, and this is Deep Red by Deco Art. I'm just going to put some on my mat here. Pretend that we have been doing a project, and we need to wipe up some excess paint. So I'm just gonna smear it around with my finger just a little bit. Okay, I'll just put it on my tag there. And then just take my tag and wipe it through, okay? All right, and then we've got this color here that I'm just gonna smush around. All right, so we have a starter tag within just a minute or less. Okay, so I'm gonna clean this up, dry this, and we will come back and do the next step. Okay, go get your cutting mat. You've got a tag in front of you, or 2 or 3, however many you're gonna do. I'm gonna pick one out of this pile and one out of the pile we've made during this project. I think we'll do this one, oddly enough. Okay, and then I'll pick one out of here that I wanna play with. Okay, we'll use that. The first thing you have to do is when you are starting off, you don't have a heart template to play with, but you could freehand each one so that you'd have a different heart. I think what I did was I drew a heart and then I cut it out and then I used it as a template for all the other ones. I'm going to use mine because I want to keep in line with what I've been doing here. If you're just starting with a fresh tag and you don't have any hearts already cut out, just take your pencil and draw a heart on your tag and then cut it out with your X-Acto knife, and then you'll have a template for all the other ones. I've already got a template, so what I'm going to do is take one of these hearts. I'm going to lay it down on my tag, but I'm going to take the colored side and face it down because I'm going to pretend like it's, you know, this way. That actually looks good together. And I'm going to trace around it, and I can put it in any position I want. Higher, lower, crooked, doesn't matter. This one's going to be a little bit crooked. I'm going to trace around. Now if you've got stencils, you can take a stencil and put a stencil shape on here, trace around the stencil. It didn't have to be a heart, but the prompt said hearts, so we're working with hearts, and this was the perfect project to bring back in since we had already started it. So then, take your X-Acto knife, and carefully, don't hurt yourself, don't get your fingers cut off. Carefully just start running the X-Acto knife around your heart. Start here at the tip. And I'm going to keep my fingers out of the way, press firmly on my tag and firmly on my X-Acto knife, and just start trimming. Now, I've already established that perfect doesn't live here. We know that from previous videos. So, as I go around my heart, I may not hit the line exactly, and that's fine. It makes each heart look a little different if you don't do it exactly on the line. But if you hit it exactly, great. That's fine too. Oop, I went off the line there. That's okay. Then I'm going to pull my heart away. Okay, and you can see my heart, negative shape, and then my heart that I cut out. And we're going to do two more. I'm going to do these off camera, and then we'll come back. Now, what you need is a backing for your tag. And this is where your papers come in that I told you about in the beginning of the video. Just test out different papers and see what looks good to you. If you don't have any papers like this, you just make them up the way you did the tags. That looks really good. And then I need the other two to have a little mate. That looks cool. That stripe down the middle, I like that, so we'll use that one. And then this one needs something. And I don't know if I have anything pulled out that I like with this one. So let's try out our index cards. Let's see. I don't like these, so I'm going to have to go find another paper. You can use scrapbook paper if you want to, or you could use another tag. You could do that, just double them up. So I'm going to go find another paper and I'll be right back. This is a starter paper I've had going on for a while, but I really like this, and so I think I'm going to use this. I found a section I really liked, and I think I'm going to use that right there. It's got a little bit of blue. This blue brings that blue out. And this here, just contrast, I just like it. The next thing I do, take your tag and I'm going to put glue, normal, like Elmer's school glue, on the back of my tag and just glue it down to my paper. Okay, and take it, turn it over, find the spot you really like, just glue it down. Okay, after it's glued down, you're just going to take scissors or tear it, whichever one you like. Cut off the excess paper. Okay, and let the glue dry. And if you need to tack it down some more, just, you know, do what you got to do. Like this is lifting up a little bit. Stick some glue there. And you could use wet glue if you want. Okay, and I'm going to do the other two and I'll come right back. Okay, I have all my papers put on. Here's our tags now. At this point, I just think that's really pretty. I love that streak through there. And this paper wasn't my favorite paper. I saved it though because I knew I could use it for something, and it just looks so pretty there. So, all right. So now you've got your holes up here. You need to go ahead and re-punch out your holes. And some of these tags have a backing because the paper was double-sided, like these two. But like this one does not have a backing. This is a little flimsy with this center cutout, And this is a real light paper, so if you want to double back it, you can. I'm not going to because I never know what I'm going to do with these, so I just do it, leave it the way it is until I have a use for it and then decide at that time. Next step, I pulled out ribbon that I want to put on each tag for the little hole up here, and I'm just going to measure how much I think I want to stick up. That's good, that's good. A little for tying, just not much extra. Cut a little off and then fold it. You can either slip it through one end and tie it, or slip 2 ends through and then loop it. And I'm just going to loop it. This is a double-sided, so it looks cute either way. So I'm going to do the other 2 and I'll be right back. Okay, I put these off to the side for just a second and I pulled my hearts back in. And I've got this envelope with different words that I printed out a long time ago, and I'm going to go through here and I'm going to find 3 words that I want on my heart. I pulled my words. I used Color, Imagine, and Artsy, and I went ahead and glued them on. Just slapped it on there somewhere. This one's not even centered, doesn't matter. And then I'm going to punch holes in the top of my heart, either in the center or at the edge, whichever one you like. I think I'm going to do mine inside one of the little humps here. And I'm using a smaller sized hole punch. It's going to guesstimate where it's supposed to go. Right there. Okay, just like that. And do all 3, or however many you're doing. Okay, I pulled this little tiny hemp out. It's very, very tiny. So it'll be perfect for this. And I'm going to pull out enough to tie my heart on. I don't know how long I want it, so we're going to guesstimate about the length we think, and we can always cut off if we have too much. And then I'm going to put, and what I was going to do was pull different hearts than I used from the tag, because I wanted to mix and match them, but I forgot to do that, so we're just going to go with what we got. I'm going to put this one here, and this one here, and this one here. Not really what I wanted to do, but that's what we're doing today. Okay, so I'm going to put my hemp through the hole here, and then through the hole here. And then I'm just going to tie about where I want it. There are different ways you can decorate yours. You can put a little brad in your heart and put it over here and then be able to move it this way. You could put a piece of washi tape at the corner and open your heart that way. I'm just going to hang mine just like that. And I can write on the back. I can cover the back, whatever I want to do. Before you put it together, I'd cover it, but sometimes you have to do things after the fact because you don't know what you want to do at the time, and that's half the time that's what I do. So same thing here. Okay, I've got all my hearts together, and what I want to do now is just go around my little word, and I've got my Stabilo all, it's black, and I'm just going to go around the edges of my word just to help it stand out a little bit. Then I'm going to take a brush, just a little tiny tipped brush, and wet the end, and I'm going to go around and wet the Stabilo, darken it up. You could go further with this. You could do more to them. You don't have to end here. You could cut your hearts out even further with pinking shears or something if you want decorative edges. You could back your hearts with something so that it sticks out and looks pretty, but I didn't take time for that. Like, for example, you could take lace. Let me get a piece of lace real quick. Before you put your heart together, you could have backed it with lace and then put your heart on. You wouldn't leave this big long tail, just cut it out the way you want it. But you could do all kinds of things. We're gonna do one more thing, hold on. Okay, I can never stop. I'm just gonna take my white Sharpie poster paint pen and I'm gonna go, oh, that's still wet. Can't. Hold on, I gotta dry. I'm just gonna go around the words scribbly, just to offset that black a little bit. I don't really like the black, to be honest with you. I kind of messed up this one, but that's okay. These are just for fun, and they can be changed any way you want to change them. We're going to stop right here, and hope you have fun. Make some tags, cut out some hearts, use them extra on your tag, put them on in different ways. Like I said, I would suggest if you cut out several hearts, to go back to some previous hearts that you made and use those on your tags, because I really didn't intend to use the same ones from the tags I cut today, because this one works really well for me, but And this one works okay, but this one doesn't work so well for me. It's okay. So I could do something to that later. Maybe bring a little blue in or something. All right, we're done. I'll see you on day 21. Bye-bye.